Welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play Marvel X-Men Mutant Insurrection by doing a solo playthrough. So down at the table, we've got everything set up. I am going to go over this, but basically this is a X-Men themed game where we're teaming up with different X-Men heroes, rolling dice, trying to complete missions, and then ultimately win at a showdown before we run out of time or take too much damage. So for our setup process, there is a good chart in here for doing that. So first thing, we're going to choose our heroes. So I've chosen Cyclops and Gambit. We're going to collect the big and small card. So this is going to show us the dice we roll when we go on a quest by ourselves, our health, special ability that we always get. And if we go by ourselves, we do not get the special ability here, just the extra dice. So for Cyclops, it's got an optic blast. Once per round, you may spend a power result to turn up to 2 of your dice to any fight result. And then his assist ability, if you were to give this to another hero, you may turn one die showing a teamwork result to any result. And then for Gambit, showing his normal dice pool, kinetic acceleration. After you deploy, you may train a combat or power. So you'll get one of these tokens, which basically you can spend like a die when you're going for requirements. And if you were to assist with Cyclops, sleight of hand, you may spend one of your teamwork, power, or 2 fight results to gain a training token of that type. So basically, if they go to the same mission together, they can swap their assist cards. So that becomes the new dice pool for Cyclops. He gets his basic ability and the assist ability. And if he just goes by himself, the top is going to show us the dice he gets, and we ignore the assist ability for that. So then we'll set up our Blackbird, get our standees. We start there. And we're going to prepare our skull. These are different areas we can go to. So it's Cerebro if we go to this location. Heal 3 damage. Then if you're the first hero to deploy here, reveal the top card of any face-down continent deck, which we have down here. Place that card face down on the top or bottom of the deck so it can kind of manipulate what our next tasks are going to be. Xavier's office, heal 2 damage. Then return any number of completed villain missions to the box. So we've got regular missions, and then villain missions will be any of these with the purple background and a villain on it. So reduce threat by the total number of threat icons on those missions, which are shown up here. So some do not have threat while others do. And in the danger room, heal 2 damage, then train. Gain 1 training token of your choice. So one of each of the 3 different types of symbols. Then we'll also take our mutant deck with all our sidekicks we can get, give it a shuffle. And then our bond stack. We'll give it a shuffle, and when we draw from this one, we draw from the bottom. So then preparing our missions. So we've got basically 5 continents we can go to. So shuffle each of these. And then depending on the number of players, some of these are not going to be active for this game. So we need 3 of them. So we need to get rid of 2. So I'm just going to roll a 6-sided die, going 1 through 5, get a 6. I'll try again. So we'll remove this continent. And same thing, 1 to 4, losing that continent. Then we need to set up our threat track. So this is going to let us know what type of hazard card will be going. So you can see from 1 to 5, green, 6 to 10, and 11 to 15. If we ever go past 15, that's one of our lose conditions. And if you want an easy game, you start at 2, normal 4, hard 7, or I'm sorry, hard at 6, and extreme at 8. The way dice have been treating me in other games, I'm going to go normal. So take each of these stacks of cards, give them a shuffle. And we have a villain deck, which has 5 different villains in it. We will give that a shuffle also. And make sure we've got our dice, tokens around for us. Then we're going to flip one of our missions, depending on the number of players. When you're playing solo, you're playing 2 different characters. So for 2 heroes, we're going to flip 1. So we've got a hostage situation. So it's got 1 threat icon on it. This arrow means we need to complete these in that specific order. This has a flip effect. If avalanche is not completed, which it isn't because we just started, raise threat by 1. So right off the bat, things have gotten worse for us. So basically what we have to do on our turns, kind of Yahtzee style, we're rolling dice. We need to complete a row, and then we can put a token over that objective. And we need to complete all those, and then we'll remove this from the game and move on until we meet our final objective. So we're going to need 2 teamworks. This only happens if we're in the red, so all the green ones we complete here. If we have yellow, we complete that if we're on yellow or higher. In red, we don't need to do that until it's up here. So we just need these first 2 to finish the first row. 2 combat icons. We need 3 each on those, and then 4 in a teamwork. Then we need to choose our plot. So we've got different ones here. I think there's 8. Yes, so we've got 2 that are supposedly easier than the rest. Then 3 with a little bit more difficult. So this is 2 out of 3. And then we've got 3 that are really hard. I'm just going to pick one of these for teaching how to play. So we've got Second Genesis. A team of X-Men has gone missing while seeking out a powerful mutant. You must gather new recruits and form a rescue party. For setup, randomly return 6 unused heroes to the box. Those heroes cannot be chosen for this game. Then we put New Blood, card 6A, into play. So basically, if any of these loses or takes enough health, they're removed from the game and we'll replace them with another one. We're just going to take some of their assist cards and remove 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're sending Cyclops and Gambit in to rescue Rogue, X-23, Storm, Shadowcat, Phoenix, and Wolverine. So they've taken out our A team, and we're sending these in to go rescue them. And our hint, complete New Blood. Then complete missions that reward you with mutants to progress the story. Then we'll grab our story cards, and I recommend keeping those in order from 1 through 30. And that told us to go find card 6. So this is another mission we have. It's going to add threat, then our objectives with requirements on them. So we've got 2 areas open for us. And now we're ready to get started. So like I said, in order for us to win, we have to complete all these objectives to meet this final plot, and then we'll have one big fight at the end for a showdown. We'll lose 1 of 3 ways. If we're at 15 and it needs to go higher, we will lose the game. If we ever need to draw a red card there and we don't have one to draw from, we'll lose. And also, if we get down to our showdown and we both take our full damage, we'll lose the game. So in a game round, we're going to have a deploy phase, mission phase, threat phase, and regroup phase. So deploy phase, each hero deploys to a mission or school card. So that's going to be what we have down here or up there. We can go to these face down areas. We'll just flip the card face up, but I don't know of a good reason to do that. So we kind of want to take care of one of these. And we are going to team up and both come here to the hostage situation. So we can keep our normal cards, or we can swap out the assists. So mission phase, heroes attempt missions they deploy to. So we can choose our order. We'll just have Cyclops go first. So his base card gives him 2 red and 2 yellows. And with Gambit assisting, he gets a red and a blue. And we need to remember, once per round, we may spend a power result to turn up to 2 of your dice to any fight result. And our assist ability, we may spend one of our symbol results to gain a training token of that type. And we can have at max 1 training token on each of us. So Yahtzee style, we get 3 rolls. And we have to do these in order. And right off the bat, we have 0 of what we need. And the villainy symbol will come in when we go to re-roll on some of these cards, but this does not have that effect. So basically, I need 2 teamwork symbols, and we didn't get them. So our second roll, we got 1 teamwork symbol. So re-roll the rest. All right, we got our other teamwork symbol. So we can complete that mission. Then if we have 2 fights with 3 on them, so we can spin this die to turn up to 2 of our other dice results to any fight, and the red ones are the only ones that have 3s on them. So we'll do that, and that's going to complete the top 2 rows. So you can see kind of what we've done there. We've taken the 2 teamworks for the top row. That's not needed because we're not in the red just yet. And we've taken those to cover up those 2 areas. So we can put those over there to mark them complete. Then Gambit gets a shot. His base card gives him 2 red, yellow, and a blue, and Cyclops gives him 2 more blue dice. So after you deploy, we may train fight or power. Well, we need some fight, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then his assist ability, you may turn 1 die showing the teamwork result to any result. So we're just looking for 4 fight and a teamwork. First roll. Well, we've got the teamwork and 3 fight, so second roll. And there's the fight. So I guess one other thing to note is we can't split a roll like this up. So even though 6 is 1, 2, and 3, 6 is enough to do it, we can't split it up that way. It's 1 die per requirement. So we have completed this task or mission. So we've got 2 results here. If we didn't complete all those, we do the failure result, but we succeeded. So reduced threat by 3, and 1 hero forms a bond. So 1, 2, 3. Then we form a bond. So we're going to take the card on the bottom, Admiration, and then go searching through here to find its brother. Reshuffle. Basically, each of these is going to get a copy of that. So that is one of the downsides to just playing 2 characters. You can at max have just 1 bond between the same 2 characters. If you have multiple players, you can have 2 bonds, but still just 1 between the same 2 characters. So Admiration, if you're at a mission and the other Admiration bonding hero is on the Blackbird or at a completed mission, completed showdown mission, while you are the active hero, you may exhaust this card to reroll any number of dice, ignoring the villainy effects. Then we'll just take this and put it in a completed missions pile. Then we go into the threat phase, raise threat by the number of threat icons. We only have 1 in play, so I'll knock that up. Then flip missions based on the number of heroes we have. We have 2 heroes. So 1 mission, if none, face up on continents. So we do have 1 mission in play, but not face up on the continents. So we can choose from any of those. We'll just go over here. So we've got a smuggling ring. Flip, if sinking ship is completed, complete 1 objective here. And we have not completed the sinking ship. Then we draw and resolve a threat card. So we are in the green. So we found a sentinel. So it's going to tell us where it wants to go. It wants to go to the target with the most objectives. Both have 3, so we get to choose which one we want to take it to. This one looks a little easier. So there it's got a villain effect. If ever we want to re-roll any dice that has Magneto's helmet, we're going to have to suffer damage. And that's just one to reroll all the villainy dice we have, not one per. So I'll just sit that right there. Then we have the regroup phase. Return all heroes to the Blackbird. Return assist cards. And replace knocked out heroes. Ready all exhausted cards. If we had used any of our cards and exhausted it, we would ready it. So now it's rinse and repeat until we either win or lose. So we've got a lot of threat going on down here. So we are going to deploy together to take care of the Sentinel and the smuggling ring. So we will continue to assist each other. These items can be completed in any order. So we'll just go ahead and have Gambit go first. So if we wanted a different token, we could swap that out now. We'll just go ahead and keep that one. So I think I definitely want to take out the Sentinel first, so we'll save those. If we want to re-roll that, we have to take a damage. Set that to the side for now. So for our second roll, that's not going to help us. So now I am going to re-roll that one, which allows us to re-roll both. We just take a damage for it. So we'll assign our dice. We want to take care of him. Then we'll assign that there, and that symbol is we take 2 damage. So he goes away, gets discarded. We've taken care of that one. And now Cyclops. So we can take care of that one. We've got the 2 fight and the teamwork. These aren't needed because we're not in the red. All right, success. Reduce threat by 2. 1 hero forms a bond. We already have bonds, so we can't form anymore. So our threat phase would go up 1. Flip missions. We'll continue down this path. So we've got a scared mutant. What I like there is it doesn't have a threat icon. Resolve a threat card. Found another Sentinel. He's going to target the one with the fewest threat icons. So now the scared mutant has some threat. And we regroup. So we're both going to team up over here at New Blood. After deployment, we're going to swap him out and take a power. And we'll just let Cyclops go first this time. So those 3 will take care of the top row. We don't need to go in order, but we'll go ahead and keep that. Got nothing making that worse, so we can re-roll there. And then 1 more re-roll. Came close. So what we can do, we may spend one of our tokens to gain a training token of that type. So we'll go ahead and get a teamwork token. We completed the top row. And then Gambit tries. And he's good with the token he's got. So those are keepers along with that. And we'll see if we get the other power. Nope. All right, so we can use those 3 for the bottom and those 3 for the next one. So 1 hero draws a mutant. We'll let Cyclops get a friend. Found multiple man. You can have any number of multiple man cards, so there's 4 in that stack. While you are the active hero, you may exhaust multiple man to reroll one die, ignoring the villainy effects. So then put New Generation, card 7A, into play, then place this card under the plot. All right, New Generation. Still searching for the missing X-Men. I have taken the liberty of increasing the power of Cerebro, the device I use to track mutants across the globe. It will help you find more prospective students while I continue my own search. During play, once per round after a hero resolves Cerebro's effect, they may resolve that effect a second time. End of the round, the total number of mutants in all heroes' play areas and at the school is at least number of heroes plus 1, so 3 in this case. Flip this card. So typically we can only have 1 mutant per hero, with the exception of multiple man. All right, threat phase. We have 1 threat, so go up to 3. We have 1 face-up continent there. Then resolving card here, Team Tension. 1 hero breaks a bond, which means both heroes break a bond. So we go from Admiration to Envy. If you and the other Envy-bonded hero are at the same mission, while you are assisting the active hero, they cannot use your assist ability. So that's just made our cards useless for each other. So the only way to get this flip back over is get a card that lets us gain another bond. So we don't, instead of getting the bond, we can just flip it back to that side. So now we're probably going to be splitting up. So we are going to send Cyclops down here and send him to Cerebro. So we're done assisting. So at Cerebro, he's going to heal 3 damage. Then, if you're the first hero to deploy here, reveal the top card of any face-down continent deck. Place that card face down on the top or bottom of that deck. So we'll go looking over here. And basically that's what I'm looking for, heroes drawing mutant cards. So we put that back face down. Then because of this, we can do that ability again. So we'll go over here. And see, we have the Silver Samurai, which we don't want to face, so we'll put him on the bottom. Then Cyclops, all by himself. He gets 2 of each color. So what we're going to do, we're going to spin that to turn any 2 of our dice to a fight result. Then we're going to use multiple man or the active hero, exhaust him to ignore the villainy effects. So we can re-roll those and just hope pretty much. Nope. So we succeeded in taking out the Sentinel. Failed here. 1 hero breaks a bond. It's already broken. Each hero suffers a damage. And these effects only affect the heroes at that mission. Then we raise threat. We don't have any to raise it by. Flip missions. We have a continent mission open, so we just draw and resolve a threat card. Bad press. If there are any face-up missions with 1 or more threat icons, raise threat by 1. If there are 5 or more heroes, draw another threat card. So we got lucky on that one. So regroup. And ready. All right, we kind of want to get this one. So we'll have 1 go there. We see what's happening. We know we're going to need help getting that completed. So we will team up. Just comes down to if we do choose to assist, which there's no reason to now, we cannot use the assist abilities. So when he deployed, we can get a training token. We're going to take the fight one. Got Cyclops' dice ready, so we'll just go ahead and start with him. Let's see. So we can spin that, turn up to 2 of our dice to a fight result. We'll make that a 3. I'm good with that too. I'm good with that. We've got nothing bad from using the villainy helmet. So we'll keep that in our final roll. It's not going to help us. So we're going to take out this bottom row here, which is, since we're in the green, we still take a damage. Then Gambit, we'll try for the others. Oh, that's needed. That's probably going to be needed. Those, not so much. Second roll. All right, so we've got a 3 and a 2. We've got that symbol, and we can use those 2 for the other area. So we can double up on dice on a spot, just can't split it out. So Belligerent Mutant. On success, 1 hero draws a mutant. It's going to be Gambit. And he finds Multiple Man, so we know we can have multiple of those while you're the active hero, helping ignore the mutiny dice, or villainy dice. Threat phase, don't have any. Flipping missions, we already have one flipped, so then Clever Diversion. Replace a story mission with the top card of the villain deck. Face up. If you cannot replace a story mission, replace any face-up mission instead. So when we replace, basically we just put another one on top of one. So this nice, easy, scared mutant one becomes the Juggernaut. So he's got 2 threats. If we have to re-roll and Multiple Man's not helping, we suffer 2 damage. And that's what we need to complete that. Return back to base. On the plus side, if we do defeat him, we reform our bond. So we're teaming up. So like I mentioned earlier when this game just started, just having 2 heroes, I think this game is going to be best with 3, 4, or more probably. Because that way you can split your parties up to get different assist abilities and use more bonds. But solo, I have no desire to play 4 different characters. So we'll go ahead and have Gambit go first. Not exactly a good roll. Use Multiple Man for that one. That's better. All right, so with that, we can take care of the bottom and top row, but that is 1 damage for each of those. And Cyclops comes in to finish him off, I hope. Yep. Take a damage. We form our bond back, so now we admire each other. Threat phase, still nothing happening. We're good on that. Resolving a card. If we ever do run out of this stack, we just go to the next higher. So Henchmen. Each hero suffers 1 damage. If there are 3 or more heroes, draw another threat card. All right, so 4 damage and 3 damage. Think they need to go healing. So I'm hoping we can find another mutant. So while we're back here, we are going to put both Multiple Men with Cyclops. Cyclops will go here to heal 3. It's the first one there, so we get to do that ability twice. See, reduce threat by 2. 1 hero forms a bond. We'll go ahead and put that on the bottom. Then we get to use that ability. Let me make sure here. After hero resolves its effects, they may resolve that effect a second time. And I'm assuming that means we get to heal again. And this one is drawing a mutant card, which is what we want. Then he's going to go to Cerebro also. He'll just get to look once. And we're good with that one. Mission's done. Straight to the threat phase. We've got nothing going on. Find the Sentinel. He wants to go to the one with the fewest icons. We've only got one open, so he's going to go there. And back to the Blackbird. So deploying. He's going to choose to go for power. We will choose to assist now since we admire each other. We'll have Cyclops go first. And that didn't go well. Well, we can spin this to get 2 fight results. And we're going to choose those. Then re-roll here. Getting the other fight. Then we'll re-roll both of those. So that'll work. So we put these down here on the Sentinel, which takes care of him. Then we can spin this along with that symbol to take care of the bottom area. Then Gambit comes in. And we can spin both of those and that to take care of the top. So the Scared Mutant, each hero trains. One hero draws a mutant. So we're good with what he's got there. He's going to take teamwork, and he'll get a mutant. Finding another multiple man. Well, y'all saw me shuffle. He'll keep him for now, but I think he's going to trade him off. Actually, no, we're not. All right, so our threat phase. Not raising it. We do have to flip a mission now. I think that one looked good. Draw and resolve a threat card. Found the Sentinel. He wants to go to the one with the most objectives, which is right here. Regroup. End of the round. Total number of mutants in all heroes' play areas. Ain't at the Skull is at least 3 for us. We flipped this card. So we found Krakoa Island. So we have to do these in order. Success at the start of the threat phase, put Krakoa Showdown into play. Failure, each hero suffers 2 damage. All right, next round. We're going to the island. We're assisting, so we're set up. We'll just have Gambit go first. If we use that and that, we got the first. All these are fights. So our second roll. Yikes. Final roll. We're going to suffer 1 damage to re-roll that. All right, so with that token in this die, we complete the top. Then 1 damage, power, and teamwork for the next one. And Cyclops needs 2 fights with 2 on it and a power. Nailed it right off the bat. So at the start of the threat phase, which is where we're at now, put Krakoa Showdown, card 27A, into play. All right, for a showdown. First team of X-Men came to the island seeking a powerful mutant. Now the new X-Men have come to rescue them. As they free their veteran compatriots from the parasitic vines that bind them, they learn the truth. The powerful mutant they sought on Krakoa is the island itself. By draining the mutant energy of the X-Men, Krakoa has been nearly unstoppable. So we flip the plot card and set up the showdown. So for setting up the showdown, we don't need threat cards anymore. All these can go away. So the fact that we still had that in play doesn't matter. We're going to flip this over and that. So they're going to form a nice picture, and we can look at the bottom to see where they form. So we know we need 2 cards, and this card's going to sit to the left. That card sits to the right. In order for us to win, down here, we're going to need objectives equal to the number of players. So we're going to need to complete 2 objectives here, and the same thing on this side. So when we do have a threat phase now, both players are going to take a damage. So fortunately, we're fairly healthy. During the threat phase, a hero at any mission suffers 1 damage, plus 1 damage for each hero knocked out during the game, which fortunately is 0. And our villainy effect, discard a mutant or suffer 2 damage. Then after assembling that, we skip directly to deploy phase. So the one other thing on this is once someone completes an objective, it doesn't totally block the other one. It just goes below, and the same space can be done again. We did finish in the green, so these 2 yellows we don't have to worry about, along with the red. So I think since we admire each other, we're going to go to the same side of the island and see if we can get our 2 objectives on that one, or success tokens. We'll let Cyclops go first. So we need 4 fight and a power, or just 2 power. Well, we've got that. No reason why not to do that. So we're going to exhaust both multiple men so we can do those with no effect. And try again. Nope, so we did the top one. And we'll put that to the bottom. So then for Gambit, forgotten after he deployed, he can train. So he would have taken one of those. Didn't need it. Cover it up. We only need 2. There's no sense in trying to get the rest, but we can. We'll use multiple man to re-roll that one. We'll see how good he could have done. Got that. And 3 or 2. Nope, still wouldn't have got both, but 1's all we needed. So the threat phase, we each take 1 damage. Then a hero at any mission suffers 1 damage. Plus 1 damage for each hero knocked out during the game. So that doesn't affect. So then back to deploy phase. We will deploy over here. He wants to swap that in for a fight token. So we're looking at 3 fight, and a team up, or 5 and 2. So we'll have Gambit go first. I guess we can keep it. So there's a 3. There's a 3, and there's the teamwork. That covers that up. Then for Cyclops, we can spin that to change 2 dice wherever to any fight symbol we want. And that completes that. So with that, we've won the game. We can flip this card. Krakoa conclusion. Dangerous wildlife, psychic assault, and pure physical power, no match for the combined teamwork of both X-Men teams. Once the original X-Men are freed, they swiftly join the fray to help the new recruits, and the mutant island is defeated. So that is the basics of how to play X-Men Mutant Insurrection. So for my initial impressions after just a couple of plays here, first I'll go over the components in the rulebook. So FFG and components, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they set the standard about a decade ago, and they're still making good quality games. Good thick cardboard. Their cards are always a nice quality. The dice, very good quality. I have heard people complaining about the size of the numbers on the bottom of these, and you can look at them, it's about the same size as the copyright. That's no big deal to me. I just basically keep all the cards in order anyway. So even with my bad eyesight, it's not that big of a deal. Rule book, I think it's well laid out. You know what your components are. Set up, very good. Pretty much, I think everything's in here that you need to find to play the game. Sometimes, I mean, just starting off, it was hard for me to find a couple things. But I think that's mainly because I was reading it too late at night. So good with the rule book. So the game does come with 16 different heroes for you to start with, which is great. The other thing just to be aware of, it comes with 7 of these standees, 6 for, because it's a game for 1 to 6 heroes. So they give you enough for the amount of people playing, and this token. Just need to be careful when you're putting this on so you don't damage the cardboard. I do plan on keeping this game. I'll just go ahead and tell you that now. So I probably will go ahead and just get a couple more of these stands. I know Fantasy Flight Supply used to make some of these. I don't know. I think my store has some of those. So I'll probably just buy a pack of that. It doesn't bother me for that. I mean, I usually sleeve my cards. None of the games I buy come with the sleeves I'd want them to. So that's just a normal expense for me to kind of upgrade and protect my components. So that's a component. So replayability. So that scenario was one of the easier ones. Like I said, there were 2 level 1s, then 3 level 2 for hardness, and 3 for that hardness. So I think there's some variety. So I did try Dark Phoenix. That did not go well. Well, it's just 2 heroes. I think the game is going to be best. I think I said that in the middle of the playthrough, with more than just 2 heroes. Because with just 2, the best I can do is just swap the assist abilities. When you start bringing out more heroes with their assists, then you start changing up how you deploy to different missions. I think that's going to be the best way to play the game. With 3, 4, or up to 6 is probably going to be the best way to do this, just so you can get the teamwork feel. So at the lower player count, solo, I mean, it's great to learn how to play. I would not consider this a solo game, unless you're willing to play 3 or 4 characters. So replayability, like I said, in the base game, 16 different heroes to choose from who got 8 different missions, then variable starting. Like I said, you can go easy mode starting at 2 or start up at 8 for the extreme mode. So I think they've got that taken care of. I have been spoiled with Kickstarter games where you get a base game and several expansions to start with. I do hope they do come out with some expansions to make our continent decks a little thicker, because right now each continent has 5 different cards. So, I mean, just some more card variety for continents. Same thing for the threat conditions. But I guess they don't want to add too many to that because you still want the same amount of cards in there. But some different things there. Like I said, the main thing is going to be getting the different bonds. And like I said, when you're playing with a low number of characters, they can only have 1 bond to train behind. So when they're not happy with each other, that really messes up coordination. So if you have multiple people, you can have a broken bond and just split them up into different teams. So once again, I'm just proving my point for playing this game multiplayer. 3 more players is the best way to go. And I'm sure everyone's asking, is this game better than Elder Sign? Well, Elder Sign, if you're good with the Cthulhu mythos, great game. I am definitely not, this game is definitely not getting replaced. I've had this game, well, when did it come out? Came out in 2011, so I've had this game for a decade now, and it's staying in my collection. And like I mentioned, I do plan on keeping this game. I'm hopeful for more expansions, but there's enough to keep me started for now. And I guess one thing I didn't point out, I play a lot of Marvel Champions, the card game. I am glad they went with a different art style for this, so it looks nothing like Marvel Champions. I think they commissioned, this is all fresh art for this game. So I do like that. It is neat with the showdown, flip these cards up. It's a neat mechanic to get that going out. So the artwork looks good. All in all, I mean, I think it's an average game right now. I think it can be better with some more expansions. So with that, as always, hope you enjoyed this video. So please click the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.